The harsh realities of unwed pregnancy in the Victorian era. In our ongoing exploration of the customs and curiosities of the 19th century, our focus shifts to the plight of women who found themselves pregnant out of wedlock during the Victorian era. During the Victorian period, a woman's purity was rigorously guarded and upheld by society at large. Even married women refrained from appearing visibly pregnant to their neighbors, as it would confirm intimate relations with a man, an act that brought great shame upon them. Consequently, you can imagine the social disgrace that befell a woman who found herself pregnant outside of marriage, especially if abandoned by the child's father. Such women virtually forfeited any chance of future marriage. The laws were not just stringent, they were severe for unwed mothers. Benefits for unwed mothers were administered by the city's parishes, and it was the church's responsibility to provide assistance to these pregnant women. Upon confirmation of pregnancy by a physician, the woman could apply for benefits, providing the name of the child's father or any information she knew about him. Taking an oath was sufficient for parish officials to embark on a quest to locate the child's father. If found, he would be obligated to cover all childbirth expenses, as well as provide for the mother and baby's sustenance and clothing. Failure to comply could result in public exposure in newspapers or even imprisonment. However, benefits were only extended to women in dire need. The beneficiaries' names were publicly listed by the parish each month, ensuring transparency about where parishioners' donations and tithes were directed. Any woman deemed of ill repute or with a scandalous past would be required to relinquish her child for adoption. Those who couldn't secure parish benefits or paternal support had no choice but to give up their children to adoption institutions. However, the assistance provided by parishes was not without scrutiny and abuse. Many women attempted to defraud the church by fabricating stories to obtain benefits. This led to a growing skepticism of unwed mothers and a perception of the church as an enabler of idleness and promiscuity. As societal norms evolved, laws shifted to hold men accountable for unwanted pregnancies, viewing them as seducers. Fathers were subject to arrest, as their freedom posed a threat of perpetuating illegitimate births and shirking responsibility. Nevertheless, fathers had the option to take custody of a child if the mother was deemed unfit. For women caught in dire circumstances with dwindling options, a new profession emerged, the baby caretaker. Mothers paid these caregivers to house, feed, and educate their children until they reached the age of 2. However, this practice also had its pitfalls, as instances of neglect and starvation resulted in tragic losses of infant lives. In the literature of the Victorian era, the portrayal of unwed mothers was often one of hardship and suffering. Some accounts even suggested that women became pregnant deliberately to gain benefits and disrupt men's lives. The life of an unwed mother in the 19th century was fraught with challenges and stigmatization. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel to stay updated on our Victorian Era series.